so I'm gonna call this meeting to order. Let's have a moment of silence and a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I agree with the public comment. We didn't have anybody sign in, so we'll skip to item 4, which is corrections or additions and to approval of the agenda. I'll seek a motion for the approval of the agenda as it is right now.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Lamb,
Second.
second by Ms. Sanders. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. All right, our agenda is good. Item number 5 is the approval of the minutes. That's a regular session for April 11th, 2024. I will seek a motion for the approval of the minutes that you received in the board packet last week for the regular session of April 11th, 2024. Motion by Ms. Fitzhugh, second by Ms. Sanders. Those all in favor of approval of the minutes, signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. All right, item 6 is the 141 FY24 budget amendments and line item transfers, along with the 142 FY24 budget amendments. I think we'll separate those out into 2 entities. So I'll seek a motion for the 141 budget amendments and line item transfers.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Lane. Second by Mr. Passau. All right, let's talk about it.
This is all right, Mr. Wynn, absolutely.
These are all the typical year-end adjustments to prepare for audit. There's no new money involved. Nothing here affects the bottom line of the budget. It's just moving money to prepare for the year-end audit. If you have questions about specific ones, I'd be more than happy to answer.
Mr. Grimm, what was the overall, like, we need to move line items to cover for, what was the
Mostly it was just, it's insurance, things like that are just hard to predict, because, you know, they take their health insurance, they can change it in the middle of the year, so that was the biggest thing, but nothing out of the ordinary.
We spent less money in diesel this year.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. I feel great.
Well, I will say, we spent about the same, but we had budgeted more.
Budgeted more, right, so staying the same is better.
Yeah, but we didn't spend any more on diesel fuel this year than we did last year. Spent more on gasoline, but we get reimbursed from the county for a lot of that.
Any more questions?
Absolutely. This year's, we financially, I just want to give a shout out or credit to Mr. Wynn for working so hard. I think that we're going to see when it's all said and done that we have done a great job with the money. I believe we're going to have another healthy fund balance to go into the next school year. And I just want to publicly tell how much I appreciate the work that he and Dr. Duncan on the federal program side too, what they've done with our fiscal policies, because I lean on them heavily to get through these things, and it can be complicated, and we have to make sure that everything's in line with the auditors. We had no findings last year audit wise, and I'm pretty confident we won't have any this year, so let's put that out there.
Any more questions? Ask for a roll call on the 141 budget amendments and line item transfers.
Ms. Sanders?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
Mr. Lamb?
Yes.
Mr. Morgan?
Yes.
Ms. Fitzhugh? Yes. Mr. Costello?
Yes.
All right, I'll seek a motion for the approval of the 142 FY24 budget amendments. Motion by Mr. Passau,
Second.
second by Mr. Lane. Let's have some discussion on that as well.
Okay, Dr. Duncan,
Yeah,
Can you
we
give an
didn't,
outline, please?
yes, sir. We didn't receive our final allocation amounts for all the titles and IDA Part B and preschool until late May, so, these budget amendments are just to include the final allocations for FY '24. So those are the adjustments, and then the math implementation support grant, they had a $2,000 debt in May as well, so.
All right. Any questions about that? All right, I'll ask for a roll call.
Mr. Costello?
Yes.
Ms. Sanders?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
Mr. Lamb?
Yes.
Mr. Morgan?
Yes.
Ms. Fitchie?
Yes.
All right, on item number 7, we'll break these out as well, the 141 FY '25 budget amendments and the 143 FY '25 budget amendments. I'll take a motion for the approval of the 141 FY '25 budget amendments.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Lamb,
Second.
second by Mr. Gillum.
Mr. Williams?
These are, the first one of these is you remember, we moved, money from fund balance to cover the train project, and then we get reimbursed for the train project. This is the unexpended portion of, the train project from FY '24. It goes back to fund balance, so we're bringing it back out of fund balance into the budget to make the final payment on the train project. The second one is kind of the same thing. We have some vehicles ordered on the ISM grant. They're not gonna be delivered until October, so that at the end of FY '24, that money will go to fund balance. So we're bringing it back into the budget for the anticipated arrival of the vehicles in October. And then the last one is establishing a benevolent fund. This is a kind of a pet project of Miss Nancy Spires and Sydney Myers. This is to help students and their families in crisis, and it'll be funded by donations. They've already lined up some donations, so we're moving $5,000 in from donations to the budget for the Benevolent Fund.
That's nice.
How, is there a place we can donate to that?
Yes,
What-
there is. Miss Sydney Myers, I'll
Yeah.
tell her to get in touch with you.
Okay.
And we're on that fund, we're gonna be, right now in the summertime, we're not, there's a lot, it's slow. But it's the beginning of the school year, there'll be a lot put out there publicity wise on what we're doing with the Benevolent Fund. The idea is, a lot of times, we have, as y'all know, we do a lot, more than just teach math and reading and things. And we have a lot of things that come up, and we modeled this after what they're doing in Henry County. That way, if somebody needed, the house burns down and they need money to buy a new, whatever, you'll have that there and people can apply for. So it's just another way for us to not use our money that we're given by the county commission to do it. We're going to depend on the community to help. We're just starting it up, and then have the community help, support that fund.
I had one with the train, so this is going back into the fund balance to pay when we do the next part,
Yeah.
and then we still get paid back from the.
Correct.
Okay.
It's all on paper.
Yeah.
The money goes back to fund balance at the end of FY '24, it comes back out, and then we'll get reimbursed from the ESI loan.
Any other questions? All right, I'll ask for a roll call on that.
Ms. Fitchie?
Yes.
Mr. Costello?
Yes.
Ms. Sanders?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
Mr. Lamb?
Yes.
Mr. Morgan?
Yes. Okay, I'll seek a motion for the approval of the 143 FY '25 budget amendments. Motion by Mr. Cassell, second by Ms. Sanders. Discussion.
As this would be in food service, Ms. Wallace?
Yes. This was just to adjust the salary, for the supervisor, because I didn't have the administrator's salary schedule at the time, and it just gets it in line with the administrative salary schedule.
Any other questions?
I think I attached that.
Yeah, the new salary schedule is attached to it.
This is from the bump, right, that we're having to do for, yeah.
Everybody,
Everybody.
all certified employees are getting a, 3,000, correct, Mr. Quinn, $3,000 raise over the next 3 years to get to the 50,000. And as you do by state law, as you raise the lowest people on the scale, everything moves up. And that's just to adjust, the pay.
Any other questions? All right, can I ask for a roll call?
Ms. Fitzhugh?
Yes.
Mr. Faso? Ms. Sanders?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
Mr. Lamb?
Yes.
Mr. Morgan?
Yes. Item number 8 is the director's report.
I have very little tonight, but I will say this, that at your desk, or at your seat, there's a packet there. We went ahead because next week, 4th of July week, and we have our next board meeting, regular meeting is July 11th. We went ahead and did the agenda and put in there, in the packet are all the board policies that TSBA has recommended. In other words, to get us in line with state law. So I thought I'd go ahead and get them to you as far in advance as I could, so you could go through them if you had any questions when we come back. And that's what that packet is, just to let you know. The state released data today on proficiency, and as we looked at it, we're cautiously optimistic. I think we did well, but when we come back in August, we'll have a better detailed report for you. We just haven't had time to sit down and study it too close. And besides that, I hope everybody's staying cool. It's hot. I'm glad we're not in the class right.
Is the middle school?
We're gonna start working as quick as I can on the units we're having issues with and replace them.
Okay, thank you. Maybe think
But we
just
had
stay
summer school
cool.
there this year, and the teachers were able to, when something happened, they were shown how to reprogram the units. It's not a good system, and it's gonna be very time consuming to replace it, but as fast as we can, we're gonna go as they go out, put new split units in. That's the plan right now.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Item number 9 is announcements. I wanna make one announcement, for right now, we're gonna be having hopefully have a amendment to the agenda that's on this, July. I want to bring up and want to discuss, the fact that we don't have bathrooms at the baseball field and softball fields down there at the high school. I want to vote next meeting on allocating some funds in the FY25 budget to go toward getting those in. For me, it's a safety thing. It's also an ADA thing for bathrooms, having to, have people go to the bathrooms up there to the school. It's an ADA thing to me, and it's also a safety thing with people being in the school and having to leave the doors open at the school when we could have something out there. So, and we've been talking about it for a long time, but I just want to put that out there, and I want to have a vote on it, one way or the other, before I get out of here, before
Do
I'm.
you have like a ballpark? of
I
how
was-
much money to
I
be
was-
allocated?
I was thinking about $75,000. Now, that's not gonna be, I think, everything we need, but because unfortunately with schools, we'll have to have engineering so engineering will eat up a big portion of that, but it'll get us, further down the road than where we are right now, so.
That's the key, is just get bathrooms, then we can,
If we can get bathrooms, then maybe we can,
later on.
well, what I was thinking, Kyle, was that if we put our foot forward, then maybe we'll have some
Dialect.
swell
Yeah.
to get involved in the process. But anyway, I just wanted to make sure that, told y'all we're gonna bring that up next meeting, let you guys think about it a little bit, call and talk to me if you feel like you want to, but that's what I'm thinking.
We've been talking about it for years, and I've told you several times that I was concerned with safety as far as having to leave the school open, so.
With that being said, made me think, is there gonna be a press box built for the softball?
Done.
Oh, it's done, good deal, good deal.
We got
Awesome.
behind in the spring,
Awesome.
but they finished it, last Friday.
Okay.
Everything's done.
That's good too.
That's all the announcements I
And I'll
have.
tell you, can I?
Absolutely.
Cause I know that there was probably some thought why it was done the way it was, but it was, be honest with you, the materials were delivered to the baseball field first. They did that one first, and then we got caught in some weather, but it's all
Well,
finished.
doing them both at the same time was almost impossible,
Yeah,
as long as they
but-
both get done,
And,
that's the main thing.
and I just tell you, Mr. Tippett said, since his daughter was a softball player, he would do the baseball, we prioritize it so it didn't look like he didn't want anybody to think he was doing the softball first necessarily because of her, so. But that's done, and I know it's not my time, but we're continually doing stuff for safety in the schools. I don't know if you've seen some of the posts that we've had, the ballards or whatever they're called. Those have all been installed in front of the doors so a car can't drive through the doors. Mr. Junior Wallace and Jason did those and did a great job on them, I think. You can go into schools and look at them. Continuing to put, through our safety grant money, security film's been continued to be put on the glass in all the buildings. And one of the other things that we've had a deficiency in at the high school, according to Homeland Security, is repainting all the lines and numbering all the lines in the parking lot so we can keep up with whoever's parked in what position. That's gonna be done next week while everybody's out of school. While everybody's gone, because everything's shutting down next week.
Does anybody have anything else?
Hey, Mike, what all is train doing at North Shore? I see it's several trucks up there, about pretty
Putting
old.
finishing up putting the controls on.
Control?
Controls on all the air handlers, so we can control them remotely. But they've been working at that, they've already flushed the lines at the high school, and they're well on their way to putting them in there. We should have all that done by the start of school.
And you have several trucks.
Yeah,
up
they've
there,
been busy.
A lot.
They got busy when school let out.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything else? I'll seek a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion that we do.
First, Ms. Sanders, second by Ms. Fisher. All those in favor of adjourning signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. Yes, has got it.